Know that you don't have to answer the officer's questions. Make sure you produce your license and registration, insurance. Know where those documents are.
Can I see your license and registration, please?
Sorry about that. I was looking for it. Here you go.
I'm Stephen Waterkotte, managing partner of Combs Waterkotte Law Firm. We're a full-service criminal defense firm located here in Missouri with offices both in St. Louis and Kansas City.
My name's Chris Combs. I'm Steve's law partner and fellow managing partner of Combs Waterkotte. And today we're going to walk you through a DWI traffic stop and give the do's and don'ts and some helpful hints and tips.
Now here you're watching the police activate their lights. The most important thing to do when you're in this position is, first off, pull over safely.
And I think it's important to remember that not every traffic stop turns into a DWI investigation. So you could be merely being pulled over for speeding. Don't automatically assume that the traffic stop is going to turn into a DWI investigation. It's important, of course, to have your license and insurance readily available and be polite. I mean, not being polite doesn't get you anywhere.
Many times, if you're fumbling around looking for these items, that'll be the first indicator that the officer says, hey, this person may be intoxicated. And this traffic stop is now kind of unfolded into a full-on DWI stop.
And therefore, you know, if you're readily able to hand over the necessary documents, you take away from the nervousness and the anxiety of the stop. And also, the officer knows you're complying. And like you said, I think the most important thing is we see so many cases where it starts with fumbling through a purse, fumbling through a wallet, couldn't find their license, couldn't find their insurance, and then that automatically gives the officer the indication that maybe something's off.
Can I ask why you pulled me over?
I saw you swerving in between lanes. Have you been drinking?
Yeah, a couple of beers.
Where are you going?
Headed to a friend's house.
And where are you coming from?
From a friend's house?
Please remain in the vehicle.
Yeah, officer.
And it's important to know that you can be polite, but still assert your rights. You don't have to answer the questions the officer asks, such as where are you going? Where are you coming from? Have you had anything to drink?
You know, say they're coming from a happy hour and they've had one beer, literally a beer, and the officer asks if they've been drinking. The answer should always be no, because the second you say you've been drinking, boom, do you want to blow into this? Do you want to get out of the car? Do you want to start doing field sobriety tests? So never, ever admit to drinking.
So produce the license, produce your insurance. You have to as a Missouri driver. And once that occurs and you provide that to the officer, at that point, you are under no obligation to answer those questions. You know, and again, the questions typically are, where are you coming from? Have you had anything to drink? You don't need to answer that. You can politely decline and say, I'd rather not answer that question.
We would encourage people to not answer those questions. Where are you coming from? When's the last time you ate? Have you had anything to drink? You don't have to answer those questions, nor should you.
Agree.
Please remain in the vehicle.
Yeah, officer.
So at this point, you see the driver get out of the vehicle, and then typically will take you to the rear of the police cruiser and start performing the field sobriety test. And you're under no obligation to take these tests. First off, these tests are designed to fail. Think about this. There's 3 tests. There's the walk and turn test. It's not common for any person to walk heel to toe, to take 9 steps, and then walk precisely 9 back. We don't do that in our normal lives. Additionally, the one-leg stand is putting your one leg in the air, and the officer's going to have you count to whatever it may be. These aren't natural movements by anybody.
And some are hard to even do sober. You know, I've read reports where it says, you know, repeat the alphabet, you know, backwards from, you know, M to D. I couldn't do that right now.
And so it's important to know you have these rights. Remain calm, but assert your rights.
Oftentimes, I hear clients say, I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. And that is something that is really tough because we want everyone to know you do have a choice. You do not have to participate in these.
At Combs Waterkotte, we have 5 attorneys who have received extensive training in the field of DWI law. They've handled hundreds and hundreds of DWI cases throughout their career. Oftentimes, people come to our office and believe their case is not winnable, and that is not true. We have beaten cases that have felt unwinnable.
And having Combs Waterkotte in your corner is critical because of the resources and the attention you get from our team. When your file comes into our office, it gets reviewed by a senior litigation paralegal, a law clerk, an associate attorney, and then it lands on one of the managing partners' desk for final review. The fact that you get 4 sets of eyes on your file is critical. You have a full team behind you to look for these errors, and that is why we win so many cases. Visit us at combswaterkotte.com or call us 24/7, 365 at 314-900-HELP. Again, you can reach an attorney anytime at 314-900-HELP.
You are the most important part of what we do.